ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिताम् पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीम् भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. So we have done till 14, first chapter. We have discussed till verse number 14. So let us chant it together. You have the Gita with you. Then from 15 we can repeat that. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय. सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत् पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्यमहतीं च मूं व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येण धीमता अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुनसमायुधे युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित्कुन्तिभोजश्च शैब्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथा अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तान्निबोध द्विजोत्तमा नायका मम सैन्यस्य संज्ञार्थन्तान् ब्रवीमि ते भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामा विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिश्च अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविता नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणा सर्वे युद्धविशारदा अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं तिदमेतेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम् अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिता भीष्ममेवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddha pritamaha singhanadam vinadhyocai shankam dadmau pratapavan tata shankascha bhiryascha panavanak gomukha सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तु मूलो भवत् ततश्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधव पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदद्मतु. So except a few persons, nobody has had breakfast today. It is obvious. Everybody is feeling very weak. By the look of the chanting, it seems like that. So Duryodhana, seeing that vast army of the Pandavas, becomes afraid, goes to his Acharya Drona. He starts with describing the great warriors in the Pandava army, then he shifts to the Kaurava army. Then when Drona doesn't reply, he says, what should we do? Our main duty is to protect Bhishma on all sides. And seeing him downhearted, Bhishma blows his conch and all others follow him, because what the commander-in-chief will do. That is the signal that it's a challenge to the Pandavas. Okay, now we are ready to fight you. So naturally, when they start the proceedings, Pandavas also now, they cannot back down, although they are always supporting peace. So last time what did we see? That Madhava and Pandava, that is Arjuna, son of Pandava, they also stationed in the magnificent chariot with white horses yoked to them, loudly blew their divine shankhas or the conchs. So we have seen how Arjuna got that divine chariot and also how he got that Gandiva bow from the fire god Indra. So now we will start from the 15th verse we will start today. So please repeat after me. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha. So here it is mentioned that after Bhishma signaled the start of the war, then what happened? Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Here the names are mentioned of those who blew their conches from the side of the Pandavas. Not only the names of those who blew them, but their shankhas were so special that each one had a name. So here the three persons who blew their conches and the three names of those special shankhas which they blew. So Panchajanya is the name of Sri Krishna blew first. That is the name of Sri Krishna's conch. And what is the name mentioned here? Rishikesha. Rishikesha means Lord of the senses, Lord of all the Indriyas. He is complete self-control. And it also means the Paramatma, God Himself. Then who blew the conch? Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means Dhanam Jayati iti Dhananjaya. Dhanam means riches. Dhanam Jayati, who wins the riches. So it is just a symbolic way of telling that Arjuna is invincible in every way. Nobody can defeat him. How? Because when the Rajsu Yajna was there, as we have discussed, in the Rajsu Yajna, one horse is left. It can roam about wherever it goes. And any kingdom to which it goes, the king who performs the Rajsu Yajna, the whole army follows that horse. So if it enters into a different kingdom, they propose that either you come under us or you be ready to fight. So Arjuna naturally he was the leader of the Pandavas army. So everywhere he went, he was victorious. So people gave them lots of riches and all. So Arjuna is known as Dhananjaya from that time. So this means what? He is victorious wherever he goes. Simple meaning is that. And the name of his conch was Devadatta. Deva means gods, Indra, Varuna, etc. On the lower scale. And Datta means given. So Devadatta means given by the gods. So actually this was not given by a god, it was actually given by a demon. Yeah, so when Khandava won, we have seen how Agni asked them to burn the Khandava one. So nearly all the all those who were living there, animals and all, they were all burned to death. But one Maya, he was a demon, he was running to save his life, so the whole forest is burning. So Krishna wanted to kill him also, because to satisfy God Agni. But Maya took shelter under Arjuna, because nobody can save him from Krishna except Arjuna, because Arjuna, if he tells, so Arjuna saved his life. So as a gift, Maya, demon, Danava, he gave this conch to Arjuna. So he had great power, so not only gave this conch, but he also built a huge palace for them in Indraprastha. So Devadattam actually, it is given by Maya, and he was not a god but a demon. So it just means someone who is higher than a human being, like that we can understand the meaning. Then what happened? Third one, who blew his conch? Bhima. Now Bhima, the name is not mentioned here, but we can understand by the adjectives which are given. So here Bhima Karma is written. Bhima Karma is an adjective of Bhima. Means what? The doer of terrible deeds. Terrible here does not mean evil, we will see later. So it means the heroic Bhima. And two adjectives are there. Vrikodara. Vrikodara means one who can digest practically any quantity of food. We will go into detail. All these needs to be explained a little. So, one who was a doer of tremendous deeds and one who could eat almost unlimited quantity of food and digest it also. We can eat, but we cannot digest. But Bhim could eat and digest also. So he blew his conch. What was the name of his conch? Poundra. Poundra has many, there are many meanings which are given. One of them is the mark of Vishnu. So we will see later. I am just telling the word by word, then we will go into detail. Dadhvam. Dadhvam means they all blew. They all blew their conches. The Mahashankham. Maha means those are very, very famous conches. They were not ordinary. So the meaning is Panchajanya Adini Sri Krishnadi Shankha Nam. Shankhanam Namani. So all these are Panchajanya, Devadatta and Poundra are the name of the Shankhas. And those who blew them, we know. Krishna, Arjuna and so the whole translation of this verse will be Rishikesha blew the conch Panchajanya, Dhananjay or Arjuna blew the conch Devadatta, and Vikodara, that is Bhim, of terrible deeds, blew the great conch Poundram. Okay, now let us go into an analysis of this verse. So we have seen last time that blowing of the conch by Bhishma was a sort of challenge to the Pandavas. Now, Kshatriya, warrior caste, if the challenge is given, you have to accept. You cannot back out. So, to show that yes, okay, if you want to fight, we can also face up to you. There is no problem. We are not afraid. So to show that they accepted the challenge, they also blew their conches. The first one to blow was Krishna. We have seen last time. Why? It is the commander-in-chief who is supposed to blow the conch. So Bhishma was the commander-in-chief or Senapati of the Kauravas. So actually Drishtadumna was supposed to blow on the side of the Pandavas. But Krishna blew first. To indicate that actually it was he who was guiding the Pandava army. He was the controller. Except Krishna, when Krishna is there, who else can control? God himself is there. So it was actually, you will see Mahabharata all through, any difficulty, slightest, they used to all run to Krishna. He used to form the whole battle plan. Now, two names have been given of Krishna. In the previous verse before that, Madhava Pandavas Chaiva. And here another name is there, Rishikesha. So we have seen last time what does Madhava mean. Madhava means husband of Lakshmi. Ma stands, some people say Ma stands for Maya and Dhava is husband. So, one who is the husband of Maya, that is one who is the husband of Lakshmi. And Rishikesha. So, Rishika or this Rishika means sense organs. So, this means what? He is controlling the sense organs. Means what? He is the inner controller. He is the impeller of all the organs. Not only his own, but everybody's. So everybody is actually acting under the guidance of Krishna only, although they don't know it. In the 18th chapter it is there, that sitting in the hearts of every creature, Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani, I make them do everything. So, the impeller of organs of everybody, the supreme controller of all living beings on this earth, is supporting the Pandavas. He is helping the Pandavas. He is also impelling the organs of the Kauravas. Also Duryodhana. So naturally it stands to reason he will impel them in such a way that Dharma only will be victorious, because he has been born to protect Dharma. So this is a way of telling that there is no way in which Kauravas can win the war when on the opposite side Krishna himself is there. But Sanskrit language, it is a wonderful language, so many meanings can be derived from one single word. So one meaning of Madhava we have seen. Another meaning, what is that? Maunat Dhyanat Yogat Cha Vidhi Bharata Madhavam. Mauna, that is silence. Dhyana, by meditation. Yoga, by yoga. So this is the Panchami, fifth case ending, Maunat, Dhyanat, Yogat, means by, through through what? Silence, meditation and yoga. Who is attained? The one who is attained is Madhavam. So without knowing Sanskrit, actually we cannot know this. So Maunat, Dhyanat cha Yoga cha Vidhi Bharata Madhavam. Second, Rishikesham, another meaning is there. Harshat Sukhat Sukhaishwaryat Rishikeshatvam Ashnute. He is called Rishikesha because he is full of harsha, means joy. Sukha means happiness and Aishwarya means glory. So little knowledge of Sanskrit is necessary for this. So he who was God incarnate, who loves his devotees so much that he even became the charioteer of Arjuna, blew his conch. And when he did that, what happened? First, it is said that there was a great sound when Kauravas blew their conch. Last time we have seen. But when these people blew, then what happened? It is said just as the stars disappear with the rising of the sun. At night, stars are twinkling, great light, wonderful. But when the sun arises, you cannot even see the stars. So although the sound made by the Kauravas was great, but when Krishna blew, that sound also paled into insignificance. It was practically nothing. Now we have seen how Arjuna got his conch, Devadatta. Now about Panchajanya, that conch of Krishna. So it was white in color, and when it was blown, it would terrify the enemies. It would even create a turmoil in the ocean. The whole ocean would start shaking. Tasya shankhasya shabdena sagarascha. Even the ocean would become, disturbed. It was so powerful. Now, Panchajanya is, the word Pancha is there. Pancha means 5. And Panchajanya means, derivation of the meaning is, one that benefits 5. Now 5 what? This 5 can be construed in many ways. Those 5, if you take the simplest meaning, it will be the Pandava brothers. Or it could be these 5, Devta, Pitara, Rishi, Gandharva and Asuras, all the types of beings in the world. Or it can be the 4 castes, plus there is another caste in the Upanishads called Nishad. Nishad, one who took Sri Rama across the river. So, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya plus Nishad. So, what does this mean? Once you cover those castes, the whole universe is covered. All the human beings are covered. This means what? The conch which benefits the whole of humanity. That is the meaning. So, another derivation of Panchajanya will be obtained from Panchajana. Again, Panchajana was a Asura, a demon. So, Pandavas were very fond of taking things from demons, it seems. So, about Panchajana, it is said he lived inside a conch. His home was there. So, what happened? You must have heard the name of Sandipani. He was the Guru of Sri Krishna. So, once this demon, he kidnapped the son of Sandipani Muni, Rishi. So Sandipani told Krishna and Balrama to get his son back. So Krishna, with the help of Varuna, killed that demon and took his conch. So we have seen last time Vishnu Vishnu's conch is Panchajanya, his disc is Sudarshana, his gada or the club is Komodaki. So we have seen all these names. And Devadattam Dhananjaya. So we have seen one meaning. Devadatta means given by the gods. And Dhananjaya also we have seen what does it mean, that one who is the winner of wealth. So once in Mahabharata itself, Arjuna himself describes the meaning of Dhananjaya. He says this to Uttara. Uttara is the son of Virat. So Virat, under Virat, Pandava had lived for 1 whole year incognito. And once Kauravas had stolen the cows of Virat, so Virat sent his son Uttara. As soon as he saw the Kaurava army, he fled. But his Sarathi was Brihanalla, that was Arjuna. So Arjuna caught him, where are you running, you Kshatriya? If you run like this, where will be your prestige? Then we know Arjuna took all the weapons and destroyed the Kauravas single-handedly. So to this Uttara, Arjuna says, what does he say? Sarva Janapadan Jitva Vittam Adaya Kevalam. Janapadan means all the provinces. Vittam means wealth. So I have conquered all these provinces at the time of Rajsuya Yajna and taken all their wealth. Madhye dhanasya tishtami tena hurmam dhananjayam. So I was surrounded by the wealth given by all those kings. So that's why I am called Dhananjaya, or the winner of wealth. So after this, what happened? After this, Bhima blew the conch on drum. So one meaning we have seen, that it may be said to be a mark of Vishnu. Another meaning is it belonged to the king of Kashi, who had the same name, Poundram, and he was slain by Krishna. So Krishna had taken that conch and given it to Bhima. So Bhima karma is works. Bhima means terrible, Bhayankara. So performer of terrible deeds. So as I said, that this does not mean that he was a cruel, evil person. Terrible, that is not the meaning of terrible here. Terrible mere means those tremendous deeds which nobody else could think of doing. Very difficult works. Like he has to his credit such difficult deeds like slaying of very powerful demons like Hidimba Sura, Bakasura, and extremely powerful kings like Kichak and Jarasandh, who were practically undefeatable. Hidimba used to kill everybody, and he supposed to live in Himachal Pradesh. He was supposed to live. So Bhima killed him, and his sister was Hidimba. So Bhima married his sister, and who was born as the son? Ghatotkach was born.
There is a temple of Hidimba Mata
in
Manali.
And he was Vrikodara. So Vrikodara means, Udara means stomach. Vrika, there is a fire by the name of Vrika. So in whose stomach dwells a fire called Vrika. So that fire, not ordinary fire, the quality was, it could, with the help of that fire, we generally enzymes and all we associate it with that, in Sanskrit it is called Jathar Agni. So it is compared to some sort of fire which can consume. Like the fire consumes everything, those enzymes consume that food, so to say. So this was a special type of fire, Vrika, which could digest practically any amount of food. And one who is very strong by virtue of the fact that he can digest any quantity of food is Bhima. So now another meaning I got, only one place I got there, one Swami Maheshananda was there. He was I think he was an ex-Shankaracharya. So in his explanation I got this meaning, I got it nowhere else. He is quoting also in support of his explanation. He gives a novel interpretation of this. He says, this is one meaning of Vrika, but he says another meaning is there. Bhaktir Jnanam Savairagyam Pragya Medha Dhriti Sthiti Yoga Prano Balam Chaiva Vrikodara Iti Smrita. So all these noble qualities, bhakti, jnana, this devotion, knowledge, vairagya, renunciation, pragya, intelligence, all these things, he says that they are also like vrika. Why? So fire of vrika digests all food. Similarly, he says all these noble qualities, bhakti, devotion, knowledge, etc., they also they consume like a fire. They consume what? They consume our worldly attachments. So they are also called Vrikodara. So that terrible sound which was created, we will see what happened when Krishna, Arjuna and Bhima blew their conches. So naturally, once Krishna starts, everybody has to follow. So Arjuna blew next, then Bhima, then who blew next? That is the next verse. So please repeat after me. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Sughoshamani Pushpakau. Again the same pattern is followed here. Here the name of the conches and the ones who blew them is given. So Ananta Vijayam, that was the name of the conch. Of whose conch? Yudhishthira. Kunti Putra it is said. And then Nakula blew the conch Sughosha. Ghosha means sound. So that which has a very nice sound or very loud sound will be called Sughosha. And Mani Pushpaka, that was the name of the conch of Sahadeva. So these three brothers blew. Two brothers have blown. Now is the turn of the three others. So Yudhishthira and Nakula and Sahadeva. So what is the name by which Yudhishthira is mentioned here? Yudhishthira is given already. But another adjective is given, Kunti Putra. Why? So Kunti Putra iti Kuntya Mahata Tapasa, by great austerity. By Kunti, who had performed great austerity, Dharmam Aradhya Labdha. Labdha means that which has been obtained. Aradhya means worshipping. Worshipping whom? Dharma, God of righteousness. So, Kunti Putra, he was the son of Kunti. Kunti had got a boon, we know. So, she could adore any god and a son would be granted to her. So, first of all, Kunti asked for a son from Dharmaraja, means King Yama. He is also known as the Dharma Raja because he distributes the fruits of Dharma and all that. And the first son which was born to her by the grace of Dharma, God of righteousness, was Yudhishthira. So here, so many things are said about Yudhishthira. Raja, Kunti Putro, and Yudhishthira, all three. So Raja because he was the foremost king in India at that time, because by performing the Rajasuya Yagya, he had conquered nearly all the kingdoms. And Kunti Putra we know. Now, the one name by which he was called, Yudhishthira. What does this mean? So Yuddha we know. Yuddha means war. Yudhi means in war. And the next word is Sthira. Yeah. So Yudhi Sthira Bhavishyanti iti Yudhishthira. In battle, he was always steadfast. One who is always steadfast in battle is Yudhishthira. So he was the one, by this name we know that he was the one who was entitled to win the war, because he was unshaken, sthira, in battle. But those who were opposite him will not remain unshaken. They will be shaken. That is what is implied by the word Yudhishthira. So now, what is next? He blew the conch Ananta Vijaya. Now, this also is an extremely wonderful insight which I got from Swami Vimohananda ji. Nowhere else I could find it. So, this Ananta Vijaya means endless victory. Ananta means endless. Na Anta Ananta. And Vijaya we all know, victory. But this has a deep meaning because it is, as it is Yudhishthira's conch. What is the meaning? So we all know that Yudhishthira, another name of Yudhishthira was Dharma Raja. Dharma Raja means what? Embodiment of Dharma. And Dharma can't ever be defeated, because God Himself protects Dharma in every age, as Sri Krishna has told. So not only Dharma cannot be defeated, but actually Dharma protects everybody. Dharmo rakshati rakshita. One who protects Dharma is protected by him. That is the meaning. So, Ananta Vijaya, endless victory. Now, what is the kind of victory which never ends? Any victory can turn out to be defeat one day. Like one person has won the Olympic medal, but he will not win every time. Sometimes he may be defeated. India cannot keep on winning cricket matches. Sometimes it will be defeated also. So what does this mean? Endless victory. How can there be endless victory in the world? There can be only one endless victory, which can never end. What is that? When spiritual knowledge wins against ignorance. When spiritual knowledge is gained, that can never go. That victory will never turn into defeat. And what will lead to spiritual knowledge? Only Dharma can lead to spiritual knowledge. So see how this interpretation is given. Yudhishthira was the embodiment of Dharma. Dharma will always be victorious. Through Dharma only, that type of victory can be gained which will never end. Victory of jnana, spiritual knowledge, over avidya or ajnana. So Yudhishthira was unshaken in battle. This means what? Not only was he unshaken in the battle which is fought in the world, but he was also unshaken in the battle between dharma and adharma. So this means what? He is unshaken in battle means he is always steadfast in dharma. He can never deviate from that. One who is always steadfast on dharma has to gain spiritual knowledge, today or tomorrow. So only he who is steadfast in dharma can get ananta vijaya, infinite victory, because he will gain spiritual knowledge. So it's a wonderful interpretation. I was really amazed when I read this. Then of course Nakula and Sahadeva blew their conches. Nothing much mentioned about these two. We all know they were the sons of Madri, who was another son of Pandu. So we've already seen that Krishna blew the conch first, and why also we have discussed. So the order in which the conches were blown after Krishna is also significant. After Krishna, Arjuna blows his conch. And if you read the Mahabharata, before the war started, there were many arguments between the Pandavas, many places. Page after page you will read that Bhima was always instigating Yudhishthira to fight. And Yudhishthira was always taking the side of peace. And Arjuna was also not so eager to fight. Bhima was the most aggressive. So he was always eager for battle. So actually after Krishna he should have blown, no, because he was tremendously enthusiastic. But Arjuna blew his conch. Now at this, Bhima also must have been glad, because Arjuna and Yudhishthira were reluctant warriors. They did not want the war. So Bhima must have been glad, okay, now Arjuna is also blowing, so we'll have a nice fight. And then Yudhishthira was the eldest Pandava, so he should have blown first. But he comes after Bhima. So what can it mean? It can mean that Yudhishthira thought, now nothing can be done, no choice. He had tried his best so that there should be no war. But now he thought Krishna has blown, Arjuna has blown, Bhima has blown. Might as well blow, because we cannot avoid this war. He had tried to avoid the war with all the forces at his command. But he must have thought, no going back now. So, and of course, here each conch is named. Panchajanyam, Devadatta, Ananta Vijaya, Sughosha and Manipushpaka. So many conches well known by their names. They existed in the Pandavas' army. But in Kauravas' army, when they blew, we don't find even one name of any conch. Means what? They were just ordinary. But these were all special, so special that each conch had a particular name. So it is showing the super excellence of the Pandava army. Another way, in many ways it has been shown, another way it is being shown. So next one also, it is 2 verses more, it will be carried on. Names of the warriors and the conches. So please repeat 17 and then we will do 18. Both are very simple verses, nothing much to discuss in them. So first we will do 17. Kasyascha parameshwasah शिखंडी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्च पराजितः. So these are just names of those who blew after them. Kashyascha Parameshwasa. Kashyascha means king of Kashi. He was a Parameshwasa. Parameshwasa means mighty armed. Great warrior. Then came Shikhandi. Shikhandi was instrumental in the death of Bhishma, we know. Amba was born as Shikhandi. Maharatha means all were very great warriors. Then came last, after all these people came Drishtadhyumna. Drishtadhyumna Viratascha. Virat also blew his conch. Virata, same Virata, father of Uttara, who had kept Pandavas incognito. And Satyakischa Aparajitaha. Aparajita means one who was never defeated. So Kashya, king of Kashi, Parameshwasa. Parama Ishwasa Yasya Saha Parameshwasa. Ishwasa means bow. Parama means great. One who has a great bow. Means he was a great warrior. He is called Parameshwasa. Shikhandi, we know Shikhandi was killed by Ashwathama, in the son of Dronacharya. He killed Shikhandi. Then Drishtadhyumna. Drishtadhyumna means what? Drishtadhyumna means Drishtam Paradharshakam Dyumnam Balam Yasya Sa Drishtadhyumna. Drishta means Paradharshakam, means he could vanquish anybody. Paradharshakam means he can vanquish all. That is the word of Drishta. In Hindi also, Drishta word is there. Bahut, we say he is very Drishta, means he is very difficult to control. Then Dyumnam. Dyumnam means Balam, that is strength. So one whose strength is such that he can overcome anybody is called Drishtadhyumna, and he was the commander-in-chief. Satyaki, the undefeated, he was the son of Satyak, so from Satyak came the word Satyaki. Nobody could defeat him. Even Banasur, who was a very powerful demon who had received a boon from Shiva himself, he also could not defeat Satyaki. Satyaki was a disciple of none other than Arjun. This much for this verse, nothing much here. And next verse also very little to say. We will chant it. Please repeat after me. Again the names of the warriors. Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvasha Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmu Prithak Prithak. Drupad, we all know, was the former friend of Dronacharya, but who had treated Dronacharya in a very bad way. And Draupada. So in Sanskrit we know Pandu, Pandava, sons of Pandu. That is why Sanskrit, if you translate it in two sentences, you translate into another language, that becomes 5 sentences. Why? Because Sanskrit is very cryptic, and that is why it is very difficult to learn also. So, if it is English, we have to say son of Draupadi, but in Sanskrit only one word, Draupada. Like sons of Pandu, Pandava, sons of Kauravas. So sons of Draupadi, they blew their conch. Sarvasha means all together. They all blew their conchs together. Prithvi Pate. Prithvi Pate means Prithvi. Prithvi's Pati. Pati means Swami, the Lord. So, here Sanjay is addressing Dhritarashtra. O Prithvi Pate. Actually, the word should come first. O Prithvi Pate means O King. What happened then? Drupada, Draupada, Saubhadra, they all blew their conches. So, O King, Lord of the earth, King, and Saubhadra. Again, Saubhadra is like Draupada, it means son of Subhadra, the great one and only Abhimanyu. Mahabahu. Mahabahu means one who has two mighty arms, that is great warrior, Abhimanyu. Shankha, Shankhan, that is the plural of Shankha, conches. They were Dadmu. Dadmu means they all blew. Prithak, one by one, they all blew. So, when all these were blown, what happened? We will see in the next verse, and I think we can end with that only. Let's see how much time is there. So, what happened when all these were blown, from Krishna right up to Abhimanyu, when all these people blew their conches, even one conch of Krishna was enough to shake the Kauravas. When all these are blown together, what will happen? So let's see verse number 19. Saghosho dhartarashtranam Hridayani vyadarayat Nabhascha prithivim chaiva Tumulo bhyanunadayan. So first, word by word meaning. Sa means that. Ghosha means sound, noise. What did it do? Dhartarashtranam. Again same thing. Sons of Dhritarashtra are Dhartarashtra. So here it means the whole Kaurava army, because all were following Dhritarashtra. So of the sons of Dhritarashtra or of the Kaurava army, what happened when they heard this terrible sound? Hridayani, the hearts. Their hearts began to shake. Vyadarayat, it caused to break practically. It was such a terrible thing, those people began to shake. Why? Nabha means sky. Cha means and. Prithvi means earth. So it resounded not over only that, resounded all over the world, and Nabha also, the sky also. Tumula means absolutely tumultuous, absolutely earth shaking. Abhyanunadayan means everything was shaking, causing to vibrate. It means the whole universe as if began shaking. So the translation of the verse will be what? The tumultuous sound pierced the hearts of the followers or associates of sons of Dhritarashtra by filling the sky and earth with its echoes. Terrible sound. So though the sound made by the Kauravas also was very great, yet it did not shake the Pandavas. It has been said that the sound was very great, but it has not been said that it had any reaction on the Pandavas. But the sound of conches that rose in the Pandava army, Vyadarayat, it pierced Hridayani, the hearts of all the Kauravas, including even Bhishma, Drona and others. They have not been excluded here. So what happened? It created a pain in their heart, pierced the heart by filling Nabha, the sky, Cha Prithvim and the earth with echoes. It was so intense, it sounded so terrible to the enemies.
Yeah. The same description what it is found in Chandi, that when Durga was
Yeah.
yeah.
So it resounded in all of the sky as if the sky was itself torn asunder. So the terrible Kauravas were terribly afraid, shaken when they heard this terrible sound. Why? Because those who are guilty of something, they are always more afraid.
Yeah.
Because in the hearts of their heart they know that we have not done the correct thing. So fear is an indication of guilt. We always see. Kauravas knew that they had done wrong. But on the other hand, devotion to truth gives courage. So that's why the Pandavas were courageous. So this is the simple meaning, but again, I found some wonderful insights which I found nowhere else. Let us see what those are. So, Hridayani Vyadarayat. It pierced the hearts. This is a wonderful explanation. Now, the word heart is used in two senses. In one sense, it is the mind, which is the seat of all feelings. And another sense, it is the simple meaning, is the chest. So, if you take a vow, like in the army and all, we place your hand on your chest and promise me. So it means place your hand on your heart and promise me. Then what does it mean? It means chest. But if we say this and this incident pained my heart, here heart means mind. It did not give me a heart attack, but yeah. So now first let us consider the first meaning. What is the first meaning? The mind. So now it is telling that it pierced the hearts of the Kauravas. So let us see what is the meaning if heart is taken as the mind. When is the heart pierced? When is the mind pierced or torn asunder? When qualities like all the good qualities, bravery, enthusiasm, calmness, steadfastness, they are gone from the mind. Mind is pierced only when you cannot physically pierce the mind. So we say the mind is pierced when what? When all these go, good qualities go, and when fear enters, then we say the mind has been pierced, means it has been badly affected. When we become terribly afraid, what happens? They say we lose our minds, we lose control, and we cannot act with in a rational way. Sometimes it even removes all the desires which we have, all the likings which we have. So, suppose a person comes after working suppose he's working in a factory or something, he's the owner of a factory, he comes home. So his wife, suppose she prepares nice things for him which he likes very much. So he's sitting, enjoying maybe a cup of tea and all those nice things. Suddenly a phone comes. So he's holding some nice food which he likes. A phone comes, immediately that thing also drops from his hand. So his wife asks him, suppose he asks him, what happened? He said, I have to immediately rush, my factory has caught fire. So what happens here? His mind is becomes so overcome by fear, he loses all taste for anything else. Immediately rushes. So it also, fear when it enters, it also destroys our enthusiasm to do anything. When you become afraid, then you cannot do anything great. So what removes the obstacles from our path? Suppose we are going to do some difficult thing, climbing the Mount Everest or any other difficult thing, planning to be some very great sportsman or something. So many obstacles will come. Shreyansi Bahu Vignani means anything good, there are many obstacles. So what will help us overcome those obstacles? Enthusiasm. Sahas, which is called bravery. But when fear comes, it also kills enthusiasm. Sometimes we don't even have any inclination for the work also. The obstacles to that work we wanted to remove. But not only we cannot remove the obstacles, we even give up. So this has a physical repercussion also. So this is called the piercing of the mind. Means what? A terrible fear entered the Kauravas, and all the enthusiasm for battle was lost. So later when we progress, we will see Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, thinking that Arjuna is thinking how will he kill Bhishma, Drona, all his revered gurus. So what does Krishna say? Later we will see. Mayai vaite nihata purvameva.
Dead already.
Maya nihata, they have already been killed. Purvameva. When I blew my conch. When I blew my conch, I had already killed them, because once enthusiasm goes from a person, what is left? He is good for nothing. Why did Swamiji say, be strong, be brave? Why? Because without being strong, without being brave, we cannot have any enthusiasm. Any difficult thing will come, pass. It is so difficult. Spiritual progress is so difficult, Swamiji. Why should we do all that thing? Every time we hear, every class we hear. Why? Because there is no enthusiasm in our hearts. That is the thing. We are overcome by fear even before we start anything. That is what worldly addiction does to a person. So Krishna had already killed the Kauravas when he blew his conch. They were already shaking in fear. So he told Arjuna, you just become the instrument. You will gain fame. That the whole army of Kauravas he has defeated, but actually it is I who have already got rid of them for you. So then this was the effect of the blowing of these conches on the Kauravas. And what does Arjun do next when he sees the whole Kaurava army? There is such a contrast. So what he does next, we will see next time. So let us end here. Om Shanti.